Most people, when they think of mindfulness and meditation, imagine this: calmness and serenity, the peace and quiet allowing you to turn inward, self-discovering without any distraction. However, this is only one way to be mindful. Mindfulness can be here. And here. And here. And here. And here. So what is mindfulness? And why should you be doing it? Let's take a look.
So I've always been invested in becoming the best version of myself. This dates back to even my very first 1 mile fun run as a kid, running as fast as I could during the last 100 meters of the race and blazing past these old, runners, just red-faced, and they're just surprised to see this little kid doing this. This effort, and many others throughout my childhood, earned me the nickname Determinative.
However, life isn't always full of sunshine and rainbows. For many years, I've been plagued with depression and storm clouds that just beat down on me and made things harder. And even in my early 20s, I began to struggle with just really severe bouts of anxiety. And then as life goes on and the pressures of life kind of compound, I started to even struggle with sound, chaos, and all the things that I had to juggle in life.
At times, it was all I could do to keep my head above water and handle the struggle of life. Yet, being determinathan, I wasn't satisfied with being stuck in that struggle, the being trapped by my anxiety and my depression. And so I began looking around for ways that I could find a better way to live, to have more control over the internal struggle. And that's where I found mindfulness. My definition of mindfulness is being present in the moment without judgment. And that is an important aspect of really getting into the presence of the now. And so there's a lot of ways that we can do that. We can be tuned into our emotions. We can be tuned into our sensations. And there's several ways that we can establish that. And some of those can be some grounding techniques. One of those is being able to be grounded in one of your 5 senses. And here I am sitting in this absolutely stunning location, not actually that far from my house. And I can look around and I can see a lot of things. So I could look around and I'm surrounded by green. And I could look around and take the time to say, how many different shades of green can I see? And I can look around and be present in all the shades of green. And then I can even transform that into, all right, within that green, what are the different hues of blue that come into that green? And as I look out across the field, I can see different changes in the ground and the hills and the bumps, and within each of those is different color. And that can ground me just in the present moment. I could also use sound. And if I just sat and listened, there's birds everywhere chirping. I can hear a plane off in the distance. And just allowing myself to be present in that. I could use the sense of touch, and I could, feel this rock and feel the ground, and I can feel the sunshine on my skin and just be present with it and notice it. And this is where it moves into, how do we move beyond judgment? A lot of times I might be able to be in that place of, this is cold. I'm really cold. And that's could be a judgment if I say, and that's bad. Or I could just have curiosity of, what does that cold feel like? But I could also feel the curiosity of, what does that sun feel like on my skin? And notice it. I could feel the textures of the rock that I'm sitting on and just notice it. Immerse myself in the curiosity of the sensation. And that allows us to stop getting so caught up in the judgment that takes us out of the moment. Takes us into places of depression and anxiety that end up really kind of destroying our experience of the present moment. Another powerful way to stay in mindfulness is what we call the noting technique. And it's just being able to note the thoughts and the feelings that may come up. So if I were in a meditation right now, and it doesn't even have to be a traditional meditation, but if I were meditating and I'm sitting here and I'm attending to my breath, all of us are going to notice that we can't control our thoughts. Thoughts are going to come. But the key is being able to notice the thoughts. So if my attention has diverted to a thought while I'm trying to attend to my breath, it's noting, thinking. I'm thinking. Okay, I recognize that. And then bringing my attention back to my breath. So noting, thinking, and back to the breath. Thinking, back to my breath. But it could also be feeling. Maybe some emotion came up or some other sensation came up that detracted my attention from my breath. And instead of judging it, it's just noticing it. Feeling. Okay, I know that feeling. And now I'm going to pay attention to my breath again. And that is one of the powerful aspects of mindfulness, is being able to notice thoughts and feelings and judgments, calling them what they are, and then bringing your attention back to the object of focus. Another thing that can help you be able to move past judgment is a principle called radical acceptance. And radical acceptance is extreme acceptance of the now. And part of how to do that is accepting that all the things that we're experiencing right now is a culmination of your own choices and others' choices that have led up to now. And you can't change any of those at all. Those are just a part of life. And being able to now say, okay, all that has happened. What I'm feeling, what I'm experiencing, my situation right now is because of all those. Some of them my choices, some of them others' choices. I can't change that, but I can accept it and now move forward with that acceptance. A lot of times we get stuck in trying to change or wanting to change the past, and we cannot change the past. It's impossible. But the ability to be present with that, accepting it, allows us to now move forward, to make conscious choices about our future. That's powerful in mindfulness, because sometimes the past detracts us from the present. But being able to just accept the now, the feelings, the thoughts,
being present right now. So I've found in my life, I can't control the things that come. I can't entirely control my emotions. I can't control the anxieties that come. I can't control the depression that sometimes come. But I do have influence. I can be more aware. And when we learn to be present, when we learn to be aware of our thinking, of our sensations, we can learn to not be controlled by them, but to be present within them. And so, why mindfulness? Mindfulness helps us to not get stuck, to get sucked into the crap in the moment, the emotions that threaten to wash us away, but to have control, to have presence in the moment.